everybody, we are back and our insides covers are good and dry. These pockets are pretty tight, but that's okay. We can, we can slip some paper in there, so that's okay. Anywho, so on this one, I think what I'm going to do is I've torn a piece of this fabric to kind of lay, not all the way to the edge, but I kind of am just wanting to tone down this yellow cover. And then we'll do this piece here. Like that. So that'll be what our cover looks like. I think I've decided against this. Yeah, I've decided against this. Yep. I think we'll just kind of keep it kind of plain. And then we'll have an eyelet and we'll do this as our tie. So that's what we're going to work on now. I want to glue this down, but I don't necessarily want these edges glued, if that makes any sense. Pulling the crusty glue off the top of this. So I think the best bet, and of course my spine is going to be fully covered with this piece. So I think the best bet, again, this piece of material was kind of like not necessary since we changed our mind on, well, I don't necessarily know that we changed our mind. Let me just ramble a little bit. Y'all figure out what I'm trying to say. This is mostly going to be covered with that other piece, so I'm not too stressed about it. I just need it to stay. And then we'll decide if we want to glue down these edges. These edges is what I'm talking about. Also, again, I will say this. I don't claim to be a professional. I just kind of dilly-dally around with this, and whatever happens, happens. Not a lot of glue. I just need this to stay in place, basically. That's pretty in and of itself. Okay, now this guy, I know I want mostly this this on the front. And we're going to try to glue it down as evenly as possible. Probably should be applying this with a brush, but we'll make do with what we got here. I'm gluing fabric to fabric, and so of course it's sucking in this glue like it's nobody's business. Trying to make it nice and smooth so we don't have any of those glue streaks or glue marks. And I don't really want it crunchy, if that makes any sense, once it dries. We'll just get the base of it down now, and then we'll kind of go back in and add some more where we think we need it. I will say this spine is going to be a bit to chop through. That's okay. Smooth it down. And then fold that tight there. It narrows our pocket to this now instead of this, but that's okay. I don't really have anything I know I'm going to put in here anyways. Okay. And then I'm going to fold these up and glue this in place as well. And now I could cut this here and up here, but I'm afraid this is a hand-stitched piece, this piece that I'm using on the cover, and so I'm afraid if I start cutting it, we're going to start falling apart, and I don't want to do that. So we'll just fold it, and that's okay. And I will say this, my OCD is very happy that this lines up. Didn't line up here, but this piece lines up with the print on the on the background. quite pleased with that. It's the little things in life that, you know, make me happy. Fold that in. Smush it down. Okay. So, next step is I'm going to have to do something on these. It's a little dot of glue or something for sure. Just to make them stay down a little bit. Oh, good. We covered up that stain on that on this cover. it was a blemish on this cover that wasn't too stressed about, but glad we covered it. Okay. So we are done with our cover on this one. Well, I say that. I gotta do our eyelets. I'm going to go ahead and punch the eyelets, but I'm not going to put the thread in until we get our images, our signatures sewn in, mainly because when I'm sewing in signatures, I'm flipping back and forth, and the less of this we have to deal with, the better. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I got my bigger eyelet hole. I'm just going to eyeball it to kind of in the middle. It's fighting with the fabric pocket on the other side here. Punch it. And I'll drop an eyelet in here. Good deal. And we'll figure out I'm looking for something. Oh, here it is. You guys can't see that, but I can. Oh, come on. Okay. Nice and thick. Okay, we have eyelets punched on both of these. So this cover is done. I'm going to leave it plain like this. And I'm okay with that. We'll have our signatures sewn in here. I'm not going to do any kind of dangle or tassel, whatever. I'm not going to do any of that. We're going to use this as our tie, but I'm not going to put that on until after we get our signatures sewed in. wrap that back up. We'll set that aside. And moving on to the next one. Now, I've changed my mind on this one. Initially, I was playing around with lace and doing a black. It's tightened up because it's got glue all over it. Black on the outside spine with the lace overlay, but I abandoned the lace idea. We got our flaps inside, and I put some black striped, and I've decided to use this image as the cover, and I sewed it onto a piece of the pillowcase, and I added some little trim, and I sewed it underneath, or I sewed the tie in between this. So basically, now all we have to do is attach this, and our tie is ready to go. So that's where we are. And I think kind of the same situation. Yeah, same situation. I'm going to wait to attach this so I'm not dealing with all these ribbony things while I'm trying to sew in my signatures. So that's what the front of this one's going to look like, though. And then we'll have this as our tie. So, a little different, but that's okay. So, I think now what we want to do is, I've been back and forth about adding some lace and trim and all that to our pages. I think I want to do that now. Because I like to have my pages completely done before I sew them in, mainly in case I need to sew something on them. So as far as trim for this one, now this is the one with the quilted front. I've got some, I don't know what kind of lace this is. It's almost like crocheted lace. It's real soft and cottony maybe, but I think I want to use that for this. And then I've got some other lace for this other one if we decide to do that. So I just want to kind of flip through this. We've also got this we can use because of our little taggy here. I kind of want to flip through these and see if we can use, I just have a couple of lace scraps and then this roll of this, but to see if lace makes sense in any of these, if that makes sense. And I can easily sew this on, but I think for the most part I'm going to do gluing. I'm sorry, I have the hiccups. Using weld bond, a little strip of it. I don't want it to hang over the edges too much. I mean, it can, it's okay. It will. It's kind of nice, actually. Wish I had more of this, but I just have this one little strip of this yellow, so I'll put a piece in the front and a piece in the back signature. I'm going to toss this in the back signature just so we won't use it in this. Again, even in and out. So then I have this. Kind of the same stuff, but tan instead of yellow. I think it's pretty. We'll see if it needs to be throughout any of these pages. Like I said, we got this little strip of blue we can add where, excuse me, wherever we need to. Let's do this. Let's put down a glue page under this. I could easily sew these on, but sometimes, you know, I like to go old school. And by old school, I mean, I used to not have a sewing machine. And we're just going to kind of move right along with it, and then I'll come back and trim any edges. How big is our piece here? It's kind of tricky to glue lace because it, you know, it obviously just seeps right through it. Okay. Trim a little. Obviously not going overboard with the lace, just wanted it to be throughout on a couple pages. Yep. And do we want it to cover up that whole thing, or do we want this to, or I have this I was going to use. Nope, I need to save this little strip because this is on the cover of my other one. Let me see, that was my chair. Let me see in my big old lace bin if I've got something else. Some more little crochet type lace. I do. That's kind of fancy, but oh, I got some more of this red. Looky there. Yay. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Have some pink. Look at how teeny tiny this is. I don't think pink is our color, though. Not in this one, anyways. Oh, hey, I found some more of that blue. That's good to know. I'm finding everything that I'm not trying to find. Let's just dig it all out, and we'll assess the situation as to what we have. Thought I did some pretty good digging earlier, but I guess not. All the lace. Okay. nice. Okay, that gives us enough to work with in that regard. One of these days I'm going to organize my buckets. I have a lace bin, a fabric scraps bin, a ribbon bin. One of these days I'm going to organize them all, where they're not overflowing and going all crazy. Get back in my chair here. Get situated. Okay, throw this back over here for this. And what is it? I think this is what I am wanting. Ugh. We're scooting away everything. I gotta get my thing back together here. Okay. Now. Yeah, that works. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do this lace. Okay. Look at this little bitty lace. This is nice and delicate, but it's not, I don't think it's the feel that I like for this. I like this cottony kind of crocheted type lace. Since we have more blue, I can do some more blue. Okay, moving right along, moving right along. How about one of these big pieces here? Oh, this signature is all everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. This is just giving a little bit of stability. This page right here is wrapping paper, so it's thin. You know what the problem is with this signature is it's not a full page on the front. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yep. Okay. Third signature. Let's see where we can have some fun with this. No rhyme or reason. Just adding lace throughout to kind of give it some little bit of character. And see, it's not going to come to the edge, and that's okay. I really like this lace throughout this. Nice. Put some along this. We can put a big piece along this. Sorry, I'm being so quiet. I'm just kind of fully engrossed. Fully engrossed in making it happen. Again, I could be sewing all these in, but I struggle a little bit with sewing lace. And my sewing machine is kind of temperamental sometimes. So I'm trying to be nice to it and not do anything other than just like plain paper, you know, a little bit of material. Trying not to give it more than it can handle. Oh, This is, okay, so this is our last signature, so I need to have this in here. Right here. Yeah. I was like, where did this come from? But I remember. We had it in our first signature, and we have it in our last. Get all of our half circles to line up now. Cooperate. Okay. That allowed us to add a little bit of lace throughout. It didn't do much for our edges, but that's okay. I didn't want it to do much for our edges, but it does give, you can see a little bit of it, so that's okay. Okay, now, let me just say, well, no, I won't say that. Let's work on this one. Y'all see what I'm doing here? I'm procrastinating. Sewing in signatures is my least favorite part. My least favorite part. Now, this is used on the cover. So we've got little bits of it here and there. So maybe we can just use this in our signatures. Pat us down. Smoosh us down. And trim just a little bit. Okay. Got to be careful with folding this and smushing it down like this, because if any glue comes out here, then I might essentially be making a bigger mess. Okay. I know I want a piece of this for this front of this third signature. So let me cut that before I use it all. Okay. Now, onto this. This is what we got that we're working with. Kind of been tempted that this little guy needs a little piece. Just a little piece. Maybe it needs it over here. What do you think? We'll go with it. A little bit of character. Maybe we'll just do pieces in the middle. Signature. It doesn't take much glue to make a lace stick. Just so you know. Okay. Now the third signature. I know I want to do this here. Sure, why not? Moving right along, moving right along. This is the only piece I have left of this. I think. Does it need to go along the tomatoes? Eh. Well, let's go along there. We just look very boring right through there. It's such a dreary, dreary day. It is Sunday, and it's 11 o'clock, in the morning. But it feels like about 6 or 7 o'clock. It's so dark and dreary out. It's rainy out. Okay, so we have this little bit left. So here's what we're gonna do with it. We're gonna waste not, want not. We're gonna find a place for it in these 3 signatures. And back to this and see if we can use it anywhere in here. You can put it there. Again, we're just adding a little character. Let's see if we can piece some. This is my last piece. Yeah, let's do that. Big long piece right here. Okay. So now we are down to sewing in our signatures. But that's where we're at. So I'm going to close this one up, and then the next time I'm back, we will sew in our signatures, and then we'll be done. It shouldn't take me long to sew in signatures. It's not my favorite task in this whole junk journaling world, but we'll do it. And so technically our next video should be our last. Should be. Well, except for a flip through, if we want to do a flip through, but yeah, should be our last. So thanks for joining me again. Just faffing along with these 2 French farm journals, using the kit as my main inspiration from Bontik Vintage Designs. He's on Etsy, and his information will be below. And we will see you guys next time with putting these bad babies together. I'm feeling pretty good about them. That one's kind of big, but it's okay. Still feeling pretty good about them. Yep, we are almost done. 2 journals almost finished. So I'll see you guys again soon, and you'll get to see me struggle, because it's a bit of a struggle. And again, I don't measure real well, so you'll get to see that in action. And yeah, we'll be back soon enough. Bye for now.